Hey, what's up everybody? This is Genderqueer Chat. I am Ricky, your Thursday co-host. This week's topic is how do you explain gender variancy, genderqueerdom to people that don't know anything about gender. So this has actually come up for me a few times in the last few months. And it's sort of come up in a pretty organic way. Like, I haven't sort of set out to explain it to people. It's just come up in, sort of, if I say something about, being genderqueer, or I mention, gender variance or gender whatever, just sort of in conversation. And then people will say, wait, what are you talking about? And then I go, oh, yeah. Because and Andrea said this too, like, I kind of forget that people are not, they don't know this stuff. Like, I forget that sort of mainstream culture really doesn't think very much about gender. But yeah, so I find most people know what transgender is, and what a transgendered person is, because there are lots of, there's been lots of public talk about transgendered people and all of that kind of stuff. So I explain to them, I don't have to explain what transgender is, but I've had to explain the spectrum, and that there are people who are neither male or female, and these people, I've had, people ask questions that may seem a little, like, for somebody who knows about gender, it may seem a little weird, but I'm sort of, when you're sort of educating people, I think it's really important not to be judgmental and not to get upset with their questions, because really they're just trying to understand, and I think that's an amazing thing. So for people who, for instance, every single person that I've explained this to has asked about sexuality and how that relates, like they'll say, okay, so if somebody is, gender whatever, does that mean they're gay? Does that mean they're, and then they get kind of confused, because I think that a lot of the time people can understand, like, I think in mainstream culture people tend to understand transgender, and they tend to understand gay, lesbian, bisexual, but anything that is, like, not within those categories, I think that's where people start to get a little bit confused. So I just, I'm really nice about it, and I just explain it. Like, I just say, I sometimes, depending on who I'm talking to and sort of like how they're getting it, how they're understanding it, if they are, if they're not, I'll just say, sometimes it's on a spectrum. For some people it's on a spectrum. For some people feel, male and female, and some people feel somewhere in between. Some people feel like they don't fit on that line. Some people, and for the most part, I think it's also because it's the type of people that I have in my life. They understand, and they ask questions, and they're more educated by the end of the conversation. So it's been a pretty positive experience explaining that stuff for me. Oh, Marley. I don't know what he's barking at. So yeah. So there's that, and then it's not very complicated. My bucket list is, the bonus question is, what is on your bucket list? Which is actually a really complicated question for me to answer this week. I'm finding it really, I'm having a lot of thoughts about, like, I've been really sick this week, and so, and you're sort of working every day just to stay alive. So my bucket list is to stay alive as long as I can, and to, just to foster the healthy relationships in my life, and, just be around good people and be the best person that I can be. And I know that's not really, like, a thing, like, it's not like skydiving or, like, writing a book. Hello. But, yeah, that's my bucket list. So I will see you next week. Thanks, guys. Bye.